Hello viewers. Today we are joined by high-level delegation from Afreximbank, which recently visited Ethiopia. Their visit marks an important development in strengthening economic cooperation as well as exploring new opportunities for partnership. In this regard, we are honored to have an opportunity to discuss some key issues with a representative from Afreximbank. Thank you for joining us for this interview.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, may you introduce yourself for our audience.
So I'm Mr. Idris Ajob. I'm the Director Compliance of Afreximbank.
To begin with, how does Afreximbank access the current investment climate here in Ethiopia?
At Afreximbank, we believe that Ethiopia is a very strategic market and an important country for the growth of the continent. We have seen the GDP between in the early 2000 growing over 9%. The fact of seeing the GDP going up also is enticed positively by the recent policy driven by the national Ethiopian Central Bank, who has liberated the rate of the birr against the other currency in order to attract foreign investment and curb the need on currency. So we have also seen regulation coming to on market. So these are, I think, regulation which are going to make Ethiopia more open and more attractive to investment. So we then think that it is important for us, Afreximbank, to be in this market. We've been already supporting local corporates and banks before even these change in regulation. So to us, it's an important market, and Afreximbank is here to kind of be part of the economic development of the country, collaborating with local financial institutions and corporates to make Ethiopia be the leader that we know it has been so far.
Ethiopia is also working to broaden its economy base as well as enhance export capacity. Could you elaborate that the strategic intervention from Afreximbank in undertaking to support Ethiopian government in diversification as well as export-led growth objectives?
We've been working with the government for a long time now, and positive changes in the regulation we have seen will help improve the economy and GDP growth. But Afreximbank has a set of products which I believe the local financial institution and corporates can leverage from. We did have yesterday a workshop with I think more than 20 banks, 40 banks actually, who came to be taught about those products that the bank has and which could be leveraged to improve access to markets. We have products like the Afreximbank payment, which is AfPay, and allowing people to do payments and access to markets out of the continent. We have AfTraf, which is a product allowing for larger scale to be, corporates to have access to letter of credits, etc. So we have a set of products that our stakeholders and partners can leverage from, and we believe that this is going to be the way Afreximbank will help and participate on allowing Ethiopia to improve its economic growth and position the bank as a core partner for the country.
You recently organized a workshop on products and the related compliance initiative. Could you tell us about what are the key outcomes from that workshop?
Economic growth goes with a good framework in terms of compliance. Lately, I would say even these past 10 years, we have seen the phenomenon of de-risking. I mean, international banks leaving the continent. And one of the reasons was due to poor compliance. And what we do today is we are willing to support the growth of our countries and participate on the economy, but we are enticing our stakeholders to adopt good practices. And we do have several initiatives like the Mansa repository platform, which help to build a database of KYC, identifying our SMEs across the continent and put them in a system and allowing them to be visible to the market and have proper documentation, etc. And we do also have a compliance forum that we organize every year. Last year it was in Dakar, the year before in South Africa, and this year we are going to Rwanda to do the event. And the purpose is to bring around one table stakeholders like central bankers, correspondent banks, financial institutions, trade specialists, to discuss matters of compliance and how compliance is important to trade. So this is the objective that the Afreximbank Compliance Forum has. But ultimately, what is important is how it is going to impact trade, because Afreximbank is known as the Trade Bank of Africa. And what we do is ultimately to foster trade and kind of promote the FCFTA, etc. But behind, since compliance is the point of entrance, it is important that we invite our partners and stakeholders to adopt the best practices. That's the purpose of this forum.
Afreximbank's leadership in compliance across the continent and also within the broader global African context. Is there any additional compliance initiative that bank is currently promoting in the continent?
In the role we have, we collaborate a lot with banks, and we are helping banks also to improve their compliance framework. We can help them on buying systems. We can help them on improving their policies, because we have a role of a correspondent bank, and we would like our correspondee to have a good and strong compliance framework. So, because if you bring problems to my platform, you are bringing, in brackets, pollution. And that pollution is going in the international market. And it's a question of credibility. So by enticing our banks, our African banks, to have a good compliance framework, this is positively impacting their capability to do better trade, because they will open themselves to international markets and build ties or build back ties with correspondent banks. And that's why we are pushing our FIs, financial institution partners, to have strong compliance framework. So it is a constant work that we do. By coming to Ethiopia yesterday, we discussed during the workshop those compliance requirements. But everywhere we go, we are here for trade, but based on good and sound compliance discipline. Because if you miss that window, whatever initiative coming out of it, you are jeopardizing it, because you will bring money laundering issues, corruption, etc. So if you sanitize your platform against those risks, then you are ready to sell your coffee, your beans, your commodities strongly, because nobody will come and say, no, we don't believe that this is good business. So compliance is key for Afreximbank, but for the sake of promoting trade, for the sake of promoting intra-African trade, and all the products we have, be it AFPay, AFTRAF, and we haven't spoken about PAPs. All the initiative we are taking, like the upcoming intra-African trade fair, which is happening in Algiers, are enticing our partners to adopt good practices, because it's for the sake of good African trade, allowing our countries to exchange. And we have seen the recent development in the USA and the tariff, etc. We need to have a strong base to do business between us.
As Pan-African multilateral financial institution, how does Afreximbank maybe can support the advancement of African continental free trade area, as well as boosting the intra-Africa trade in the continent?
Thank you for this important question. I think that everybody knows that Afreximbank is the trade bank of Africa. Okay, we've been given this mandate 32 years ago by our founding fathers, and that's what the leadership of the bank has been following since then. And if we are here today in Ethiopia, it's because we believe in the strength of this economy, and we want to play our part to put it at the next level. And that's what we do in every country we go. And we are playing this part, and I think that the bank is working closely with the FCFTA Secretariat to kind of make this agenda work. And we are calling all the stakeholders, all the partners, all the regulators to kind of work with us to meet this agenda and make intra-African trade a reality, because at the end of the day, we would like to have our children, our mothers and family improve their economical situation, because we have a strong continent, and I believe personally that Africa is the next market. So let's not make this market taken by other people. All we do today is to ensure that Africa belongs to us and is driven by us. So it is important then to call for collaboration between our countries to make the AFCFTA a reality. But this goes with good implementation of regulation, openness of market, flexibility in our exchanges, and then better collaboration between everybody.
Thank you so much again, Excellency, for your time.
Most welcome, and thank you for inviting us.
Thank you so much.